Welcome you all. In this lecture, we can see about transmitter and receiver diversity. So this can also be named as transmit and receiver diversity in MIMO system. So we already learned about the MIMO. It's a new technology and it's a new method of transmitting the data very safely from one place to another. Coming to in the sense of practical way or with regard to applications, we can say that this is one of a popular form of method where we can able to send high data rate from one sender to one receiver, or from one sender to multiple destinations, or we can say like from that is in multi-user MIMO systems. And here the main part is with the antennas. So we use antennas in the transmitting side as well as in the receiving side. So also we knew that what is the need for diversity in communication systems, and especially in the wireless communication, where we know that this is one of very popular method by deploying proper diversity in the transmitter side and also in the receiver side. We can able to have a good wireless channel we can able to maintain between the base station and the mobile antennas, and also we can able to make a direct path between the transmitter and the receiver, even though the propagation channel may encounter many factors or many parameters considering delay due to multipath, then selective fadings like frequency selective fading, and which further causes distortion, and because of and this may lead to inter-symbol interference. So likewise many factors are there actually we need to consider, and also certain methods are here available. So how we can able to establish a proper diversity between the transmitter and the receiver? So lot of fadings are actually available. Fading effects are there, such like Rayleigh fading. So when non-line of sight exists between the transmitter and the receiver, we can say that this is one kind of scenario, and where we normally adopt the concept of the antenna space diversity, which we use in the base station design and also in the cell site areas, so that we can able to, with providing good diversity, we can able to improve the transmissions, and also we can achieve decorrelation so that we can able to receive the signals at various slight angular deviations, and whereby we can able to say we can adapt diversity techniques like selection diversity or feedback diversity, or like maximum ratio combining or equal gain combining. So these all kind of diversity methods we adapt here in the wireless communication scenario in order to keep up the level of the SNR by tuning the gain factors, that is variable gain, which we have in the space diversity, that is antenna diversity methods. And finally we can able to select an appropriate level of signal or the antenna element which gives a good gain factor, and which we can able to maintain the average SNR at each particular destination level, so that normally this receiver branch will be connected to the demodulator, where we say that this SNR is acceptable level. So how we make this? So here one method, that is transmit diversity. So using the transmitter antenna diversity, so why we use this? Because we need to suppress these effects such like this fading or distortions or this inter-symbol interference. So many things start with fading, so we need to suppress these effects. So instead of one antenna we will be using more than one or two or three antennas, and whereby the data sent from the second antenna will be encoded differently to distinguish it from the primary antenna. So here in this scenario, we say that the first antenna is open loop antenna 1, the second antenna is open loop antenna 2, and now in the user element or user equipment, that means should be recognized in the way that the information is now from two different locations, and we need to properly decode the data. So on the receiver side, with the provision of one receiver, the signal is moving from this first antenna element, the second antenna element, and the receiver will think that okay, these informations are coming from different transmitting spot. Okay, so now consider the case where there are L transmit antennas, that means n number of transmit antennas, but we have only one receive antennas. So 2:1 or 2:1. So NT, that is the transmitter antenna element, so which we consider, and based on that we say that. So this approach is now common in the downlink of the cellular system, and whereby we can able to get multiple antennas in the best possible way, which we can adopt in the base station site, and so that we can able to maintain the link. So even though wherever we need, we can able to utilize this in the base station locations, and we can able to fix the things in the appropriate level, so that we can able to provide a good diversity. So here in this transmit diversity approach, which we consider now, we say that the diversity gain will be taken out from these antennas on the transmitting side. So here we say L number of transmitting antennas. So with this approach, we can able to transmit same symbol over L different antennas. The same symbol contents, that is, which have the same data rate, same message, we are transmitting with the L number of more than one antenna element, and which consider the same duration, symbol time, and at one time only one antenna is actually turned on and the rest are silent. So there is one mode of approach we follow in this transmit antenna diversity. So with this antenna diversity, we can say that we can able to maintain the largest level of SNR in the ratio of S plus N by N, as we do in the selection diversity format, and with variability gain as a factor, and finally we can able to get an instantaneous ratio of the SNR, which we make out through the demodulator while taking the output. And another approach what we have is receiver diversity. So this is one kind of diversity where we say that we are using L number of antennas in the receiving side, but one antenna in the transmitting side. So this may occur in a scenario where we consider that flat fading channel exists. So with one transmit antenna and L receive antennas. So the channel can be modeled mathematically as Y element L of M equal to, there is output HL with the transfer functions of M and XM, considering the input data bits based on the simple rate, plus weightage factors or WL of M, where small l leads to 1 to L. So this we can normally assign as a mathematical channel model for this. And we give more importance to the receiver diversity, because even though the signal is traveling through the different pathways on the channel, considered with the different multipath propagated signals will be there, and a lot of obstacles. So overall, so one thing is noise also. So the noise element we now write here as W of M, which is equivalent to the complex level, that is Cn 0, n naught, and which will be considered for independently for each antennas. And now we can able to detect X of 1 based on Y1 of 1 up to YL of 1, because here we can able to detect one data, so there is one bit stream, but coming from the different antennas. So that way here we assign, and based on the diversity technique which we provide, here we say that things will be set normal in the acceptable pattern. So detecting this information with this noise content, finally decoding it and taking to the different antenna branches and connecting the one with the appropriate level to the demodulator while taking the output. So here also we are considering that if the antennas are spaced sufficiently far apart, then we can assume that the gain factor with the transfer function HF1 are independent of the Rayleigh, and we can able to get a diversity gain of L. So all throughout we can able to expect a good receiver diversity, so that we can able to maintain the good gain level, so that if gain is more, then we can say that output is high, SNR is high. So this can be considered as an expression for the error probability, because when we calculate the error level, that is bit error rate, then finally we can able to determine how much is the strength of the signal, how much bits have been now transmitted during this simple time. So how many bits in 1 unit time we can able to transmit and to get received with proper signal ratio, and that makes your gain factors. So here it is mathematically expressed as q into root of 2 modulus of h square into SNR. So this is one pattern where we consider here. So there are lot of modulation techniques we follow, like QPSK, BPSK or whatever, and in this consideration we are making the things possible. So that's all here with the transmitter and receiver diversity.